Hi everyone, this is Richard. In this video, we're going to install Visual Studio Code in Windows. If you've been following these videos before, we've been using the Dart editor, which is no longer being maintained, as well as the Atom editor, which is maintained, but the Dart plugin is not really supported much any longer. Still a little bit, but not much. So I looked at Visual Studio Code, just found out about it, and I really like it. There's some features that are very helpful for me. So I'm going to use this, and if you're just starting with us and installing this, I'm going to start from the beginning just for that situation, okay? I'm going to pretend as if we don't have anything else installed on our system and we are brand new to programming. At the same time, this is not going to be the same as the other videos because we're going to be using the Dart editor in some of the other videos, some of my very previous videos, and the Atom editor. But in the next video, I'm going to go over Visual Studio Code and show you how to actually use it, so it won't be such a big jump when you see me doing something in, for example, the Atom editor. Doing it in the Visual Studio Code editor won't be as bad. Okay, at least I hope so. If it is, feel free to leave a comment in the comments section. Okay, we're all starting out here, so just keep that in mind. All right. So for Windows, by the way, Visual Studio Code is an editor from Microsoft. It is free software, so it is free as in no cost, but it also is free as in freedom. It's under the MIT license, so that's very, very nice. When you actually download this program right here, it's not quite the MIT license, but at the same time, at least for our purposes, it is no cost. Okay, and you can install it on as many systems as you want to. So I'm going to go to code.visualstudio.com. You could just search Visual Studio Code. Note that this is different from Visual Studio. Visual Studio Code is different. Okay, a little confusing, but Visual Studio Code, that's super important to do. Download it right here. I already downloaded it, I think, in the download section. Yes, I did. Okay, so I downloaded it already. While I downloaded it, I'm going to go ahead and install it. So double click on it and run it, because this is going to take a little bit of time to install. Yes, okay. And let's keep going. Yes to everything, yes to everything. Fine. Then I'm going to go to www.dartlang.org, and I'm going to click on Install Dart. And then I'm going to click on Installing Dart on Windows. And I'm going to say using third-party installer right here, Dart SDK installer for Windows. And it's right here. All right, so click on that, and it should download right here. And that's what that is. All right, so I'm going to double-click on that also. Actually, I don't think you can install two things at the same time. Let me see what the status of this actually is. Okay, so that's still downloading. So still installing. In the meantime, what I'm going to have you do is go to this section, Settings, System, About, Additional Administrative Tools. No, that's not it. Where was that again? About System Info, Advanced Settings, Environment Variables. Okay, so you might have to play that back a couple of times, all right? In the path, I'm going to have you do Edit, and right here, I'm going to copy this, Control-C, and put New, and Control-V, paste it. Instead of username right there, though, my username for this particular PC is Richard. So when you do the log on and you note it and you have the log on, so if your log on is Superman or something like that, whatever your log on is when you first sign on to Windows, this is Windows 10, that's what that will be. Okay, then click OK. Then we're good with that. So Visual Studio Code is done. I'll have this, by the way, in the comment section. And then I'm going to install Finish. I don't need to launch that actually, so I'm going to turn it off right now. Dart setup. Run. Yes. Next. 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 Okay, this takes a little bit longer because it has to download everything and then it actually has to install things. So I think we're pretty much good to go right there once this installs. So if you could just bear with me a little bit, you might want to fast forward it. I don't think this is going to really take a long time. I don't remember how long it's going to take. So stand by. The nice thing I like about this, so there's several ways of installing this, by the way. There was Chocolatey. I've never installed that on Windows, so it is a way in which you can install it. This is not good. I don't know what that even means. Okay, that has not happened to me before. Let's check it out. Okay, let's try that one more time. Next, 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 next. We're going to have to download it. I think what happened was maybe a file got corrupted when it downloaded. I hope that doesn't actually happen again. So what I was going to mention is that what I really like about this particular system is that it does update by itself. It establishes, it installs a number of things. I don't know if Chocolatey does the same thing, so I'm not talking bad about that. I'm just saying that I like the third-party installer. It's very familiar and easy to install also, okay? If you need to update it, it has an updater automatically built in. You just click on it, go to DA. Well, we didn't install it yet, but it would be under Dart and there would be an update, and you can update it right now. There we go. I think that's exactly what happened. So what I would do is if I need to update it, obviously this is going to be up to date. I would scroll down to Dart, click Dart Update, and you could update it to the latest version. Again, of course, this is going to be the latest updated version. So one more thing, what I'm going to do is a couple more things actually. In any folder, makes no difference which one, I'm going to click on the Shift button. So I'm pushing the Shift button right now, right click. And there it's going to be an open command window here. You have to do the Shift and the right click. And I'm going to say pub global activate stage hand. You might not know what this means. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead and do it, okay? We'll go over what stagehand is in the future in the next video. But I'll explain basically what stagehand is. Okay, stagehand basically is a application. It's a program that basically, for example, if you have a book and you need to write a book, so we're writing programs, right? So if you want to write a book, you don't just write the book, right? You have to put the binder on there, have the cover, put the page numbers on there, things that don't really, that take up a lot of time. And if you'd have to do that for every single book you write, it's kind of a pain in the butt, right? So what stagehand does is it sets up the framework that you don't have to do that. It's as if we just give you a book, here's the cover, it's all paged, page numbered out and stuff like that. So all you need to do is actually write the book. So same thing with stagehand. It creates a framework for the program, so it establishes all of that already set up. So all you have to do is write the program itself and you can just jump into it. You don't have to do some of these background setup for it before we begin. All right? Maybe it'll be a little bit more clear in the near future. I started Visual Studio Code. I'm going to click on View, Extensions, type in Dart code, Daddy Tuppeny. I think it's Tuppeny. Install, reload the window. And there we go. Okay, so now we should be all ready to use Visual Studio Code. Oh, by the way, I did forget to install Dartium. I did this from a previous, I was just experimenting. So Dartium is so Chrome is the proprietary browser from Google. The free and open source version of that, it is called Chromium, and the Dart version of Chromium is called Dartium. Okay, so Dartium basically is just the same browser as Chromium, only with the JavaScript virtual machine removed, and instead we have the Dart virtual machine put inside of there. So it will just run Dart apps much easier. It's not great for browsing the web because most of the web, if not, vast majority of it, is going to be JavaScript. But at the same time, it's going to be good for development and just practice for us in the meantime. So where is Dartium? Dartium was installed when we installed Dart on Windows. It'll be in this PC, local disk, program files, not the x86, the program files, Dart, Chromium right there, and it's right here. It's called Chrome. Right-click it, okay, right-click, drag onto the desktop, create shortcut. And you could either put it there or put it right here, pinned to the taskbar, either one. Double-click it, and it opens the Chromium browser as opposed to the Google Chrome browser here. So Google Chrome, good for running JavaScript web applications. Dartium or Chrome right here. It's actually Dartium. The blue one will be running Dart applications coming up. Okay? Thanks. We'll be using that in the next video.